Alright, welcome back to Fairy Tail Anime Review, Episode 79. We're here reviewing the 21st episode of Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, which is known as Moonlight Divinities, which adapts from almost the entirety of chapters 70 through, 74, and the first, 3 pages of chapter 75. So, I have a small little announcement, basically, before I talk about the episode. So, it was revealed today that, I think it was today, or actually it was yesterday, I think it was, where that apparently Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest is going to be a seasonal anime. Not a weekly anime, a seasonal anime. And it has been confirmed that the final episode of Season 1 will be the 25th episode of the series, which I think that's fine, given the fact that they may, if they continue where they're going right now, they may run out of manga pretty quickly. They may do that. So, I think it's kind of a smart decision to end it with the third arc, with this current arc. Once this arc is over, they're going to end the season. So, excuse me, with this very episode, because we're reading 21, we have 4 more to go, and that's it. And this is a confirmation that the final episode will probably air the second week of January, which also is the same day that the first episode of 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, the first episode of their second season of that show, will be airing. And I'm like, that's just by sheer coincidence that we have one season wrapping up, another season starting up the very next day. Yeah, and after next week, basically Sunday reduced down from 3 regular anime, which is basically as Regular Aristocrat, this show, and 7 Deadly Sins reduced from 3 down to 2. And then 2 weeks, basically, it'll be up to 3 for 1 week and back down to 2. Though in the case of 7 Deadly Sins, that's another one for this one, 7 Deadly Sins, Foreign Apocalypse. That one, I don't have official account for that one. It's been suggested that the second season might be 24 episodes, but I don't have a confirmation about that one yet. I do know that next anime we're reviewing, which will be Spirit Chronicles, that one is going to be the reason I'm going to pick that one next, because that's the penultimate episode of the season. Yes, the penultimate episode. And I figured, why not? A lot of the anime I'm watching are wrapping up really soon, or at least they're about halfway through right now, so they don't have a lot of episodes left to go. If you think about it, nothing is current I had just started of all the current ones I'm watching. In the case of Demon Lord Retry, that one has 3 more to go, and then that's it. And I'm predicting that either this coming Saturday or the following Saturday, we're going to have a double feature, given the fact that that series took a week off, so we're probably going to feature. This one's already did a feature already, so this will definitely end on time, with basically being the second week of February. So in this episode, we start off with we have Wendy and Urza taking on Yoko and her yokai, which not doing too well. And we briefly see, Urza's beautiful mother, still in Wendy's mind. Of course, she goes back to sleep and try to use a particular spell. Of course, she doesn't use it, and then they get kind of defeated. We also see Gray and Natsu, where they're taking on a snow woman, who ends up making snow figures of snow people, women who like them. In the case of Gray, it's Juvia. In Natsu, it's, get this, it's Lucy, it's Asana, Urza. It looks like one of them might be Evergreen, which is kind of weird. Why in the world Evergreen? Which makes no sense to me. I get maybe Lucy and Lasana, but Urza has never been interested in Natsu that way. They're more like siblings. Also, they also have Wendy. I'm Wendy in naked form in front of Natsu? Natsu is not into Wendy. Not at all. Given the fact that she's like a little sister to him. I would say that he's in a love triangle with basically Sana and Lucy, not Urza. At least Juma makes sense, of course, not to basically destroying the snow puppets, because even he realizes the puppets because basically they don't have the same smell, And of course they get fired up, and then him and Gray get frozen. Now Gray is interesting because he uses ice magic, he gets frozen too, which I find that kind of weird, and that's not the fault of the anime, that's the fault of the manga for that part. And of course, oh, and by the way, Happy's there too, and his basically thing, his women who like him is Carla and Toka. Toka is seen with Ferris very briefly going to the White Temple, and that's it. They're there for a quick cameo, and that's it. In the case of Lucy, she of course is by herself with, of course, Tauros, where they cut the scene out where they were talking sunflowers. Take some of their stuff, and then they're confronted by one members of Celine's Divinities, where beats Tauros, beats Capricorn, beats Aries, even Scorpion. And apparently, according to her, the reason why her creatures are weak because of her, that's why they get defeated. So the whole Team Natsu gets defeated in this one episode, and then of course Selena's like, don't kill him just yet. Let's hold a banquet. Let's have basically Gray and Natsu be shirtless. And of course the ladies comment like, wow, you two are well, they comment the fact these two are well like carved out. You could say they have good physiques. Like, they admire them. Of course, they're eating food. And apparently Yoko, for some reason, she has ladies on her, implying she may like ladies, which is interesting. And then, of course, basically, Natsu basically asks about the place. And apparently they're on a particular mountain, which apparently they can see a particular moon. And then they're dumped in, the deepest part of the mountain, fight monsters, and of course you have Natsu and Gray fighting the monsters, oh, these are so easy. And then he's confronted by a snake, who turns out to be Lucy, who has been turned into a snake woman by Yoko. I'll get back to this because that's a shocking clip at the end of the episode. Gray, meanwhile, though, is confronted by a yokai version of Wendy with basically Tiger-like versions of Happy and Carla. And of course, Gray has to take them on. In the case of Natsu and Lucy, basically Natsu just buried in Lucy's chest. And I was like, oh, I actually like this. Because it's been implied he's had a thing for Lucy ever since she first showed up in the first episode. And of course, they'll use lightning magic on her. And then we have their voice like, oh, don't worry about that. I'll take her on. And it's Aquarius, making her return to the series since the Alvarez arc. And her voice sounds different. And I looked up, did they change the voice actor? No, they did not. It's just the actress is older. She's 49 now. This is the first time she's been in the series in 5 years. It's great to see Aquarius again. But just that the voice sounds different, because if you listen to the voice in the dub, it sounds like they switched the actresses. And I looked it up. Nope, they did not. They kept the same one, except she sounds older. And of course, I'll take you on. Now, this is one of Aquarius' two. Now, this was a return. After this arc, she is not returning into the most recent arc of the series, which, of course, a rapid plot thread since the Tartarus arc of the original Fairy Tail series, because that was a lingering plot thread from that one, and they're up in that particular. We probably won't see it in this season per se, maybe in the future season, but it's great to see Aquarius again. And though when she returned in the previous arc, Alvarez, this actually was 3 arcs back before this one, that was actually the penultimate arc. That was the final arc of the original anime, and of course now in the sequel series. And well, for one thing, despite the fact we changed studios, she still looks pretty much the same. Which you gotta appreciate the fact that, even though, like I said, different studio, you would think the animation for her might change a bit. I looked this up, and it's kind of interesting. Nope, no change. It's not like nobody received any upgrades. It's the same team. It's maybe it's the same team who worked on A1 Pictures for this series. That, or the fact that they maybe work with them per se, or maybe they're fans of the original series, because everybody here looks exactly the same. Because that's the problem sometimes when you have an animated series change studios, you usually have animation. This one, not really. It's still perfectly fine. I've heard zero complaints with this one. I've heard maybe 2 anime, basically, where areas at times where they switched studios and the new studio got flack for having a dip in animation because one of the characters looks a little different than the previous one. And I'm like, it's not that big of a dip. Trust me, I've watched the previous season of the current one. And I say, like, what are you talking about? The dip is not much. Like, in the case of the third season of 7, I can kind of see it. Maybe in the form of coloring, but design-wise, not really. But yeah, still a good episode overall, and I can't wait for the next episode, which will air just next week. Okay, so that's pretty much that particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Next up is Spirit Chronicles. Yep. And after that, it will be Bleach, and then be Freya, and then cap it up with 7 Deadly Sins. Okay, next video. Bye.